Coming to you live from the Elliott Avenue Studios, this is The Barbershop. Brought to you by Trufant Auto Detail, the official auto detail provider of the Seattle Seahawks. And by the Trufant Family Foundation, an organization aimed at improving the community one kid at a time. With Marcus Trufant, here's T. Holla.
What's up to everybody out there on planet Earth? And I do literally mean planet Earth because we are reaching worldwide right now with the Barbershop Show. It is me, T. Holla.
And yes, what's up? It's Marcus Trufant.
Yeah. Oh, you got your echo box on us tonight, True? You switch things up on us?
Change up, cuz.
Change is good for everybody, as Pac say, right?
Yes, sir.
Change is good for whatever it takes to get about the hood.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in the hood right now. We're in the heart of downtown Seattle, and this is the Barbershop Show. We appreciate you guys for joining us here once again. Jose is over there holding us down. This show is being brought to you once again by Rich at Home Trust Bank in Kirkland, Washington.
Richie, the guy that cuts the check over at Home Trust Financial, Kirkland, Washington, creating clients for life through education and trust. If you need a home loan, if you need a refi, if you need any kind of money for your house, give him a call. He's got it. I know he's got it. He's got a nice boat, too.
Richie, come join.
What up, Rich?
Yes, sir. We need a check, man. No, seriously, though, we got a hell of a show lined up for you guys, man. It's a lot of stuff that is taking place in the city of Seattle and in Western Washington over the last 7 days, True. Lots of exciting stuff, man. But you know what day it is.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It's Barbershop Day, man.
It's
Of course,
Barbershop
it's Barbershop
Day.
Day,
Yeah.
man. How y'all doing, bro?
Doing excellent.
Hey, before we get any further, though, hey, Terry.
What's up?
I've been trying to get a hold of you guys for the last few days, man, and you guys have been kind of quiet. Are you guys applying for those new job openings over at WSU and UW or what?
Ooh, shots fired.
Come on, man. You know there's some coaches getting fired soon. So what's up? You guys lining up?
Man, it's looking nasty. Cougs, I took a little hiatus from watching the Cougs, and I really sat down and watched the entire game this week, though. And the Cougs have promise. They have promise. They make mistakes that equal big plays. It's not the whole team that they don't have terrible players, but they're making these elementary mistakes, which you have to put on the coaches.
Yeah.
You have to put on the coaches. So it's just some. I don't know how they get over the hump, man. And I'm only talking defense right now. That's what I know. So I don't even talk about the offense.
Yeah.
So the offense is pass happy. They're gonna do what they want to do. They put up big numbers, but the defense, I just gotta see better. It's basic fundamentals. Back to the 101, man.
What is it? Blocking and tackling, right? I mean, it seems like that's what the issue has been with this team. They don't have the ability to tackle.
Tackle, technique, angles, leverage, just the basics of football, man. And all it takes is one or two people, man. That's where you see these big touchdowns and big, like I talked about last week, was video game numbers.
Mm-hmm. And the offense has been putting up, normally putting up big numbers over at Wazoo, but this past weekend, I think they only scored 20 points, man.
Yeah.
So.
The turnovers can never help either, so that had the Cougs looking a little nasty. We look nasty all the way around this weekend. So
And
it was a close game, but still.
Yeah, like you said, there's some coaching issues, and Jose brought it up. Are you applying for the position, True? But there is some issues over there. Obviously, the defensive coordinator got shown the door earlier in the season, so they kind of could have just been freestyling over there, in my opinion. They got somebody feeling it's obviously that's been there, but they don't have the guy they want, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So, who knows? I mean, UW has had some questions about their offensive coordinator and some of the other coaches all season as well. But this past weekend, they were able to get over the hump versus Oregon State. But
Oregon State, though, bro, come on.
So here, I know what you're saying, but here's my point in that. Oregon State, and for those of you that don't know about the Pac-12 and Oregon State, for a long time, Oregon State Beavers have been like the doormat of the conference. They're the easy win. But they're not necessarily that team anymore.
What's the record, though, T?
Don't make me lie to you. I think they've won
4 games, right? They won 4 games.
Is it 4 or 5 games? Because they were on a tear for the last 4 weeks. they beat some pretty decent teams in the last 4 weeks. They beat UCLA, Arizona. I mean, they've been doing work the last 4 weeks. They were on an upward trajectory.
Yeah, but even with that win, though, that UW win can't feel like a win if you're not dominating.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There was some questions. The Huskies kind of squeaked by them. It was, 19-7. It was a 12-point win. You would have thought that, with those two teams, it wouldn't have been a defensive struggle because both of them have really high-profile offenses. Over at Oregon State, they got a really good quarterback, a 6'7" dude named Jake Luton. He's from Marysville, just north of Seattle. And they got a really good wide receiver, Isaiah Hodgins. Both those guys will be playing on Sundays. And so they've been having a good season so far, and they've been putting up a lot of points and numbers. And Huskies' defense, they haven't been performing very well all season, so I thought maybe they put up a lot of points. On the flip side of that, Huskies' offense has been putting up like 38 points a game, but so to only score 19. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of issues. UW, I know they're young in some positions, and they make some mistakes on defense, just like Wazoo. True. So I'm still kind of up in the air about this team right now. All I know is WSU is 4-5. They're not bowl eligible quite yet.
Sting.
UW is just gotten over that hump. And, come holiday season, they're going to be in the bowl game, True.
Are you shining on us like that, huh?
No, I can't really shine because they just got 6 wins. So
Right.
6 wins means a bowl berth. So we'll see. They got a couple more games to win. It's, they got a bye this week. Then they've got Colorado. And then, of course, the Apple Cup. So we're going to see what happens, and we'll see what happens with these coaches in the offseason. There's obviously going to be some changes at Wazoo, and we'll see what happens at UW. I'm not really sure.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. We'll leave it at that. Something else that happened this week, True, and we'll jump. We're going to get back to Seattle in a second here, but I just had to bring this up because this is like breaking news, man. You have to talk about this right now because it just kind of popped up earlier this afternoon while we're preparing for the show. Colin Kaepernick, the controversial quarterback Colin Kaepernick, is in the news. The reason why, ESPN is reporting that the veteran quarterback is going to be holding a private workout and an interview opportunity this Saturday, and that comes from ESPN's Adam Schefter. He's saying that all 32 teams are invited to attend a workout, and which is going to be held in Atlanta, Georgia. And Colin Kaepernick is going to go out there and throw and run through the drills and the motions and do all of that you would do during a tryout as a quarterback. And every single team in the NFL is invited to be there.
Right, invited. Emphasis.
And that's exactly. Invited to be there. And, Colin hasn't played. He hasn't played since 2016 when he started the kneeling, the protesting of police brutality and the inequities that are faced by people of color and all people who are in protected classes. Is who he says he's standing up for or kneeling down for. So True, big deal, small deal, no deal. Colin Kaepernick is going to have an opportunity to work out for all 32 teams. What do you think, man?
In my heart, T, I want to be like, I want to jump for joy and be like, this is a win for Colin and this should be great. And part of me still feels that way, but I'm kind of paranoid by nature, kind of skeptical by nature, just because when you're dealing in business, especially when you're dealing with a big business like the NFL, there always seems to be an agenda behind everything, as it should be. If you're organizing, you're a big business. That's how you do business. But
right.
The NFL doesn't do favors. They don't do things just to be nice, and they don't do things that aren't in their best interest. So.
Right.
My thing is, I hope this just isn't a thing to where they're like, okay, we gave him a chance and he still wasn't good enough, and that's why he's not on the team. And so you guys can't say, the public can't come back and say, why isn't Colin Kaepernick on the team? Well, we gave him a chance.
Right.
And we were all there and we seen him throw and do this, and we didn't think he had what it takes. I hope that's not what it is. I hope it's what my heart is feeling that this is going to be great for Colin and he'll eventually get signed because everybody needs a good quarterback.
Right. So here's what I'm thinking. I mean, along the lines of what you're thinking, I'm kind of skeptical in my own, right. I'm going to be hopeful that this isn't a situation as you described where they're just kind of giving him showing face, saying, hey,
Right.
we're going to give you a chance. And then, in their heart of hearts, knowing that there's really no chance to be given. This is what I hope takes place. I hope he goes down there and shows out. And I hope that there's actual video evidence of him doing his thing. Because I mean, it's just like anything else. The proof should be in the pudding, I think. Kind of like these impeachment hearings that are going on right now in our country, right? It's taking place for the public to see.
Right.
Everybody can turn on the TV and watch it happen, right? And so even though he may, the president has all this evidence mounting against him, the public is still going to be able to see that evidence as it's being mounted, right?
Right.
Even if they go to the Senate and they throw out the impeachment altogether, America's going to be able to see he did X, Y, Z.
Right.
I hope that there's a video of Colin Kaepernick's workout so that we can see Colin Kaepernick actually did X, Y, Z.
Right.
We don't have to take the word of these NFL owners or these scouts or these coaches who were there watching him and saying, oh, well, he was a little inaccurate, he was a little rusty, he was a little off. We will know for ourselves as spectators whether he was really on his shit or whether he was
Right.
shit.
I mean, how old is Colin?
I think he's over 30.
Okay.
Right? 32 is what if I think correctly. So that's the other question I was going to ask you. I mean, we know he hasn't played since 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid 3 years. Okay. Do we what are our real expectations of Colin? Being a guy that's over 30 years old, that has not played in 3 years, coming back to the National Football League, being able to compete at a high level.
Again, I'm team Colin, so I want to be positive. So my expectation, or in a perfect world, I think that he goes out there and he has a good showing. And we say that he's over 30, but he hasn't played, just like you said, T. So that means he's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he ain't been beat up. He was playing the quarterback style of quarterback that he was playing. He was running around, and at times you get smacked around a little bit, so that takes a little bit of tread off the tire. So with him, I think he's fresh, and I think that he'll be ready to go. And I think when he gets his opportunity, that's when it's going to be best, when he's going to come in and shine. But, of course, he'll have to come in and be a backup unless he goes to a team to where everybody's hurt. But it's going to be him making the most of his opportunity for his NFL comeback.
And true, I think one of the things that's worth having a conversation over is also the league has changed.
Right.
And the way quarterbacks get protected nowadays is
Very
a little
true.
bit different.
Very true.
While he may not be able to be the person he was before, I honestly believe that he is better than some of these trash-ass quarterbacks that are out there right now.
That's been the argument the whole time over the last couple of years. Is there 32 quarterbacks in the league right now that are better than Colin Kaepernick? And the answer is no.
And I think not even just quarterbacks, athletes at the quarterback position, right? So let's get away from the fact that we want him to be a pocket passer, and let's get to the point where you want a nice, robust athlete back there. He is way better than at least 32 backups.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, the Kaepernick that we knew when he left 3 years ago, absolutely, he was better than way more than a lot of the people that are starting, for sure. He's a lot of talent and a lot of skill, and he can. They thought of him as as not as accurate as a pocket passer, but I think he was. You think he took a team to the Super Bowl? Mm-hmm. He took the team to like 2 inches away from another Super Bowl with Richard Sherman's 2-inch reach,
The
tip
swat,
of the ball,
right,
the tip.
The tip.
He would have been in another Super Bowl. So the
And
kid
also,
had talent.
he's dating Nessa, though. We did not discard that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
come on, let's keep it real. I know y'all married, but come on, we gotta keep it real with the
I was
barbershop.
married now.
I'm gonna give you this one. And just to top this off, because I know there was some controversy when probably a couple months ago with Colin Kaepernick and his protest with the National Football League. Jay-Z Jay-Z inked the deal with the National Football League, and a lot of people were up in arms and saying he was a sellout and he stabbed Kaepernick in the back. And, you know, a lot of people were up in arms about the situation. Well, reports have surfaced. Again, can't be confirmed nor denied, but the reports have surfaced that Jay-Z was instrumental in orchestrating this workout for Colin Kaepernick.
That sounds like a settlement check.
Do you guys buy that situation? And if so, does that clear Jay-Z from any responsibility?
I like Jay. I like how Jay moves. A lot of people got a lot to say about Jay-Z, but Jay-Z usually comes out on top as the winner. So Jay-Z makes move. It's not about the political side, not necessarily about making everybody happy, but every time you look up, Jay is doing big things and Jay is doing great things. So I would take this at face value and think that he was instrumental in helping making this happen. And this is what he does. This is what Jay does. Jay's a boss.
Yeah. Jay's also a good PR guy, right?
Yeah.
Jay, money buys good PR.
He's a
you guys know this. You know this.
Man.
I mean, I do PR. Like, I know how that works. So listen, I'm all for people, our people, minorities, people of color, protected groups, strengthening each other. But I'm also for people like JC who have a platform to not throw the guy that was instrumental in starting this whole situation and throwing him under the bus and then throwing him a pity, settlement check is what I call it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. And listen, I love that we all have different opinions. That's the beauty of the barbershop. That we all come from different parts of different upbringings, different experiences, especially in life, right? But we cannot discount the fact that Jay-Z took something that Kaepernick started and went and sold it to the guy that did that to Kaepernick and then said, hey, I'm doing this for the betterment of everything. When the reality is Kaepernick did nothing wrong. I mean, so to get vilified and then just to come in and say, you started a movement, a conversation, and then for JC to come in there and just be like, here, let me put my arm around this. I'm going to take this over there with that guy that's been doing this to you and then fix it. Money buys a lot of PR, man. I don't buy it. I hope I'm wrong, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I absolutely, I hope I am 100% wrong. And next week when reports surface, I'll come out here and be like, hey, you guys hold me accountable to that. But
we never really know. We never really know because Colin took a settlement check. Yes, if that's correct, right?
Yeah, he did. There's not even no. Absolutely. There's no controversy about that. He did, but he did that. He went through the court of law, and he had the NFL dead to rights, and they rather than go through the whole process, they did settle with him. So we'll see what happens with this Colin Kaepernick saga. I hope it all works out for him. Mm-hmm. I hope if it turns out that Jay-Z has something to do with it, that it works out for them as well. Again, the objective is to move the ball forward, to get some of these issues addressed, and to bring some attention to some things that haven't been, taken care of in our society the way that they need to be taken care of. So hopefully everything works out. We're going to stay tuned, and we're going to keep you guys abreast of it as we become abreast of it. And you can check it out here in the Barbershop every single time. Talking about quarterbacks and the way that Colin Kaepernick played quarterback, I'm looking at the top 3 quarterbacks in the National Football League, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of other critics and experts that are out there. A lot of the pundits think the same thing. 3 of the top quarterbacks playing football right now kind of come from the same kind of mold and style as Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
The top 3 quarterbacks out there, when we're talking about the MVPs of the National Football League, would be LeVar Jackson. Can we get an agreement on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Call him LeVar.
Lamar.
Lamar. All them brothers on the side.
He may miss the ball.
I got the ball. Yeah, no. I'm talking about Jackson.
Right.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Deshaun Watson down there in Houston, Texas. He is doing some incredible things for that team. He's an incredible dual-threat quarterback, but he can drop back there in the pocket and put it on you. He's doing great down there in Texas. And our local guy, the one and only Russell Wilson. We've been talking about him week in and week out in his MVP chase and his MVP hopes. I think this past week, Monday, helped him solidify his position as the front runner for the MVP. True. It was one of the most incredible performances I have seen of Russell Wilson in recent memory, man. Not only just what he was able to do, and I put it on Twitter. I said Russell Wilson is magic, and we've talked about it for years and years and years, just how magical he is, especially at the end of games. I thought Monday night's football game versus the San Francisco 49ers was one of the best football games, not just Monday night football games, one of the best football games I've seen in years. What's your opinion on it?
I agree, T. It was one of those games that it was two really good teams that was playing against each other, and I'm guilty of this sometimes when there's friends of the family on the other team. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Hawks played the Ravens, I was chanting "Go Earl, go Earl" inside though. Right. Inside, I can't do it like that.
You gotta support your friends and family, right?
Yeah. So I was "Go Earl, go Earl." It's good to see him do well, and it's the same thing when I see Sherm.
Right.
I mean, of course, I played with these guys and I spent a lot of time with these guys, so it's just natural. But I still cheer for the home team always. I played here for 10 years. I'm always going to be a Hawk. So these dudes is really putting it together, man. And this Monday night, it really showed. And on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
Both sides of the ball. I think this was maybe one of the only games that I've seen to where they've really put it together on both sides of the ball. I know the offense has been doing their thing pretty much all year, and the defense has had some spots kind of where they've been up and down, but they really put it together, man. And for the defense, I got to throw it to the pass rush, and we'll talk about that man over there. But to get back to Russ, man, Russ is really just making it look easy, man, and everything is textbook. Everything is exactly what you practice during the week. He is doing it, pocket presence, being out of the pocket, making the right decisions at the right time, end of the game, start of the game. If this man can do it all, and it's you have to give a lot of it to coaching as well, but this man is giving the Seahawks their money's worth. They paid this man, and this man is producing, and he's putting the team on his back.
Yeah, as I said earlier, this game was literally, like I said, one of the best professional football games I've seen in a very long time. So when it started out, it didn't look like it was going to go that way, and I think that's part of what made it so good. Like the Seahawks came out and they were flat. The 49ers jumped out to an early 10-point lead, and it looked like they were just going to run away with this thing, man.
Right.
Like honestly, the Seahawks couldn't really get any momentum going.
Couldn't even get the
all.
ball. I know in the beginning, San Francisco had the ball. Like in the first quarter, they pretty much had it the whole first quarter.
Right.
Yeah, so it was crazy.
Right, and it was back and forth, and the Seahawks were missing out on some opportunities. And then all of a sudden things just clicked. Like you said, the defense really kind of turned it on. And I'm not going to say that it was like the old days of the LOB, but there were some flashes and some glimpses of the old LOB. Like the guys were really out there after a certain point. I don't know what happened. Something happened on the sideline where they was like, no, we're not doing this, right? We got to turn this up. We're not going out like this. And they just really turned up, and I saw Shaq Griffin make like some incredible plays from his cornerback position. I saw, of course, this is what we're going to talk about, is Jadeveon Clowney. He had, without question, his best day as a Seahawk. This guy ended up having a forced fumble recovery for six points he put on the board.
To the crib.
5 tackles, and he smacked Jimmy Garoppolo 5 times. Put the body on him, put him on the ground, and it was just like,
it's off the chain, baby.
It was wild, man. So, I mean, what do you think about Jadeveon Clowney and his performance thus far in his Seahawks career, number one? Number two, how he played in the game, and what do you think about him moving forward?
Well, I think as a DB, I'm jumping for joy right now. I'm excited. I'm happy, and to be honest, I think that's why the secondary played better.
Right.
If you can get a rush on the quarterback, you make him uncomfortable. He's nervous. He's hurried. He's not able to just sit back there and go through his reads and make his throws, because that's where Jimmy is good. That's where Jimmy G is good. If he got time, he could sit back there and make things happen. And the Seahawks shut down that pass, made them uncomfortable, but it started with the run because the 49ers, they have a very good run game, and that's why their play action is usually so good. But stuff the run, stack the box, and they really didn't blitz much, and they just let the 4 boys up front go to work. So go back to Mr. Clowney, had his presence felt all the way around. If he didn't get the sack, he was right there in the quarterback's face. He's running the lineman over, just making it. He made the offensive lineman look like boys. So it was great to see him do that. I got excited. I might have been able to cover a wide receiver with a pass rush like that. So it was really a good look, man. Really a good look for the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things about Clowney is that while the numbers haven't been there lately, right? I mean, to start off the season, he's had a lot of a big impact. And as somebody who's seen, defensive linemen right in front of you, tell us, educate the rest of us on how that helps the interior linemen, how that frees up, other lesser known linemen to be able to get that working.
Absolutely, because you got double teams and the offense. If everybody's focused on this one man, then of course you got your one-on-one battles, and you're gonna be able to do things because they're not really paying attention to you like that. So Clowney is still making it happen, and he's getting double teams, and they're sending running backs over to chip them and tight ends and all that kind of stuff, going max protection. And then you can't get as many receivers out there, and you can do different stuff on defense. You can kind of get creative and do more stuff if the offense is scared of you, and they were scared of Mr. Clowney. I call him Mr. Clowney now.
Gotta call him Mr. Man.
And this dude was really making an impact on the game, and this is one player on defense, and that's why you pay him the big bucks, and that's why you bring him over here.
And that's why he's here, man. He's he's going to be a free agent this offseason, so right now he's playing for that bag. So he's going to get the bag, and, it'll be to the benefit of the Seahawks for him to continue to go after that bag, because he's going to be performing like this week in and week out. And like you said, Jose, just because he hasn't had the numbers show up as far as sacks and things of that nature, he has been an absolutely disruptive force on that defensive front for the Seahawks this season, even though he hasn't been. I think it's just people have been used to him being a pass rusher through the course of his career, and his role has somewhat changed as a Seahawk because they have a different philosophy, a different style of defense. And so he's become more disruptive in the run game, and he's been a force in that nature. And now we're seeing him get after the quarterback. It's a good thing, a great thing. And once again, Russell Wilson at the end of games, he's just completely, and that's the thing. I want to talk about Russ real quick. You got something about it, Davion?
No, I want to ask you guys if we're the official Russell Wilson for MVP podcast.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's put it out there right now.
Write it down.
Barbershop for Russ. That's right there.
We can put it on
right?
Twitter, yeah. Barbershop Show _ on Twitter, and Barbershop Show on Instagram. So you heard it first here on the Barbershop.
Barbershop for Russ. That's right, baby. Barbershop for Russ. So we leave it at that?
Well, we're not paying for his haircuts, though.
Yeah, we're not.
No, come on, dog. No.
It looks like he ain't getting no haircuts anyway. The boy got that floppy mop top. Boy, you need to cut your hair, boy.
He changes hair every week, man.
I like it. Go natural, brother. Let him go natural. That's all right.
Sometimes he got the natural. Sometimes he got the Jerry curl hanging down.
Juices and berries, yeah.
Sometimes he got it braided up. He got a little edge to him. Whatever he does, keep doing it, man. We love it. Next week, they have the Philadelphia Eagles. They got to travel out to Philly, man. So going across country, sometimes that's tough, true. Jet lag, heading back east.
And
they say it's a thing.
Out.
Yeah, it did get flexed out,
Yeah,
right?
got flexed out. It used to be a thing, traveling here in Seattle, but these new Seahawks, it hasn't really been a thing. I think they've traveled well, right?
Is that because of the sports science? Because I know they've invested a lot into your sleep patterns and making sure that they treat your body right. And I mean, it's a whole different game than when we were young.
Right. Pete's definitely on the cutting edge. They do all types of different stuff. They got them hooked up to all type of monitors and stuff. And I think that's league-wide, but Pete always goes a extra mile and brings in people to talk to the team about their sleep and eating and just even your mindset. So Pete is always on the cutting edge of technology. So I think they're good on that end.
Yeah, back when you was playing, true, you all used to have to walk to Philly, right?
Walk to Philly, hydrate with a salt tablet and a little bit of Gatorade. I mean, and I think we was riding coach. I don't know if they got first class now, but they was doing their thing. That was back when I was young.
I can't believe they put y'all on an airplane. When I was young, we used to have to walk cross country.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like hitchhike.
Take that train, that 3-day train.
Midnight train to
practice
in
in
the snow.
practice in small towns.
Whatever it is, I know they're going to be good, man. The Seahawks are on a tear, man. Second right now in the NFC West. But they are approaching the top, and it's going to be exciting to watch. So make sure you stay tuned, and make sure you stay tuned to the Barbershop, brought to you by Home Trust Loans in Kirkland, Washington. Our friend Rich is out there taking care of you.
Because he's got money and he's cutting us a check and he's a good dude and to be fair though, he's very successful. And he just got an award. He was awarded the Humanitarian Award of the Year for the mortgage industry in the area. So I know we joke about him writing checks, but he actually does give a lot back to the community, and he's really good at donating a lot of his Seahawks tickets to Seattle Children's Hospital.
Nice.
He's got 4, so maybe 3 of us, him. Maybe he should take us to a game or something.
Come on, Rich.
But yeah, no, he does. He does a good job. He does a lot of really good stuff. And speaking of charity, I know you got something coming up.
Yes, the True Font Family Foundation, which focuses on the underrepresented youth in the Seattle and Tacoma and partnering communities. We have a Santa breakfast coming up December 1st.
Oh, yeah.
And it's our second annual, so it's going to be awesome there at the Fairmont Hotel. Go to TrueFontFamilyFoundation.com for ticket information. And we're doing all types of giveaways, Seahawks tickets, autographed footballs from current players, past players. It's going to be awesome. It's kid-friendly. Santa will be there.
Oh.
Ho, ho, ho.
Black Santa or white Santa?
Santa Claus in general.
Okay.
Let's have a non-denominational, nondescript, just a beige-ass Santa Claus.
Mexican
we don't know
Santa.
what he is.
Hey, I do have something charity coming up, too. You guys know our friend Mateo Messina, big writer of Hollywood music. He has his 22nd annual charity concert that benefits Seattle Children's Hospital. It's called Origins. It's Friday night. We're going to give a pair of tickets. So if you listen to the podcast, make sure you hit up Terry. Like our post, and we'll give something out. But benefits Seattle Children's Cancer Research, something that no parent and no kid should ever go through.
Very nice.
All proceeds go to them. So if you can make a donation. The Barbershop is all about community, because that's what builds us, and that's how we were brought up through programs, and we want to make sure that we give that back. So if you have something you want to promote with us, let us know. We'll be happy to push that out. Mark has, got that smooth voice. Terry's got that smooth voice, and I speak Spanish. So if you need it to be in Spanish, just let us know.
Yeah, Jose, you was right when you said what you said.
What you said. You sure was, man. By the way, I want to make sure we give a special shout out to Mateo once again. He is again one of the big cornerstones of this community when it comes to giving back and charity, and that thing he does every year is just an amazing thing. Trivia. Did you know that he has a Grammy for the soundtrack and the score that he did for the movie Juno?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you know that? That was clever.
And you don't know?
Now, you don't know? Yes, it's that time of year, man. We're getting ready for the holiday season. Lots of fun things. Christmas is coming up. Like you said, True's doing his charity breakfast and the event that Mateo's doing. But we cannot skip past Thanksgiving, because I know that's one of our favorite as well. You know what I love about Thanksgiving, True?
What's that, T?
You know what I love.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chickens, turkeys, beans, greens,
You know I love it.
lamb.
I love the food. I love the family. I love the festivities. But I love that I get to play this song, man. This is like my favorite. We have to do this every year around Thanksgiving time. So,
Man.
I had to slip that in there for you one time, True.
They need to find that lady, man, and somebody give her like a 2-day contract or something.
I think she's famous already.
Word?
Shirley, forget her last name.
You
man.
sure that's her, T?
That's
I don't
her,
know.
bro.
I done seen so many memes. I don't know if that's really her.
That's her, man. I'm gonna
Or
tell
the
you what.
voice might be her, but the video that goes with that clip, That ain't her.
That's her, Shirley
the-
Caesar. The one, Shirley Caesar. That's her name. She counting it off. She doing her sermon.
Okay.
The old man got green bean, potatoes, tomato. Look it up online. You know it's true. Shirley Caesar. She's
You name
famous.
it.
Yeah, name it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, man. Another thing that happened this past weekend, Seattle, the city of champions, the Seattle Sounders came through with yet another MLS Cup championship. It was amazing, outstanding, stupendous. It was pandemonium. I'm trying to find all the superlatives I can for the Seattle Sounders team. But it was just an amazing, amazing event. Very well put together by the Sounders in the city of Seattle. But the game was just off the chain. I don't know. You watched it, I know, True.
I caught pieces of the game. Yep,
Okay.
it was on. I was in a meeting actually for the Santa breakfast that we're putting on.
Right,
I was meeting with the elves, all the helpers and stuff, but we were watching it at the little bar.
Said he would be with the elves.
Yeah.
He was trying to
Santa's
slip
little
that in
helpers.
there.
Santa's little helpers. Shout out to all the elves. Matter of fact, you can't do an event, of course, without your volunteers. So that was great. But yeah, the game and the energy, and it looked like the Sounders was really going in. I didn't see the whole game, but every time I looked up, a goal was scored, and it was 3-0.
Let me
3-1 total,
Let me
yeah.
paint the picture for you, just so you know, because I did. I sat down. I watched this whole thing from Jump Street.
Okay.
And of course, we're gonna get Jose's expert opinions on this.
Oh, no, you
know,
don't
he's
want
a-
that, man. I was stuck in a helicopter.
So I'm watching it, right, and I'm listening to the analysts, and you know, the game started off slow for the Sounders, just like it did for the Seahawks. They were
Right.
very slow. I do want to make this note, though. This was the largest crowd to ever be in Century League Field. I'm talking about football games, concerts, you name it.
Oh, wow.
It was the biggest crowd to ever watch an event inside of Century Link. So shout out again to the Sounders fans. Scarves up. Boom, boom, clap. They started off slow. They started off very slow, Jose. And it got to the point to where I'm listening to the analysts in the first half. And again, I'm no soccer expert, but they were talking as if the Sounders had lost the game, and it was
wow.
still 0-0.
Of course,
So
it's
I don't-
Seattle, but you know how they do us, too.
So that's what I'm trying to understand, Jose. It's 0-0, and the analysts are sounding like it's over for the Sounders.
Yeah, no, I mean, and to be fair, it wasn't looking good. We were on our back foot, and like I said, I got stuck at the airport because we were going to do the tifo shot at the beginning of the game, and we were grounded. We weren't allowed to take off, so we ended up going up and taking that picture. We watched that whole game, though, and you know, Terry, I think soccer's so difficult in a sense that all it takes is one.
Right.
And Seattle wasn't looking good. Then Victor Rodriguez jumped in. Dude's like 5'6", 125 soaking wet.
Yes.
Okay.
And dude came in and changed the game. And our guy Trung took some pictures. We sent you guys a link to that, and we'll post some of those pictures. But, you know, it's so good to see Seattle be represented the way that it was, though.
Yeah.
And to be able to say that you can come in, you know, a soccer person can come into the barbershop and chat with you guys that are not soccer fans. And the fact that you were watching that throughout the whole thing, that speaks about the power of the game, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's strong. I mean, it's obviously, you know, the biggest sport, the most watched sport, the most played sport on the planet. And you know, the way that the Sounders have been playing over the last several years, it's just absolutely amazing. This entire franchise has taken soccer to a completely different level. And to watch what they were able to do in the MLS Cup game while the world was watching, all eyes were on Seattle, to go from a situation where it looked like they were, like you said, on their back foot, on their heels, to just being completely dominant and running away with this game. Like I said, they got the first goal, and, you know, it was still kind of sketchy because, you know, it's just one goal. And then all of a sudden they just turned it on. Another goal, and then another goal. And it seemed like the momentum completely shifted. And once you're in soccer, once you're up like 3-0, especially in the second half, it is very, very difficult to come back because you know, and of course the Sounders coach, he's very well respected. He's very knowledgeable, very good, one of the longest tenured coaches in soccer. you sock your guys back on defense. You switched up the way. This is just from a layperson's eye watching the game. You don't have to put so many guys up in the forward positions at this point now. You could soak guys back and defend your goal. And that's kind of what they did. And it was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful thing to watch and to see the excitement and the elation on those guys' faces when they finally blew that whistle. It was really off the chain. So shout out to the Sounders. This is the question I want to ask you guys now. Jose, you might have a better line on this than either one of us. Is Seattle now the mecca for professional soccer in the United States? I know not in the world, but I'm talking about in the United States of America. In MLS, is Seattle the mecca?
I think it should be regarded as such. Seattle has made the playoffs every year they've been in the league. Mm-hmm. They've won. They've been to the Cup 3 out of the last 4 years.
And they've been around for how long?
So they've been around for 10 years,
10
I
years.
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
it's been a couple iterations of the team.
Yeah,
I think,
well, they essentially got upgraded from the minor leagues to the major leagues, right?
Okay.
But their coaching staff is solid. Their fan base is solid, and they have this great rivalry against Portland.
Yeah.
That you guys know very well. So Seattle needs to be the Seattle is the standard for soccer in America, and it should be the new Soccer USA.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay,
I want to give a shout out to the soccer fans, man. Just the fans in general in Seattle, man. I call them the 12s, but what do they call them on the Sounders? They not the 12s over there.
They're not 12s. Yeah,
I know the British terms, man.
They
look weird.
Yeah,
the supporters.
I know they got lots of different things that they do, and they got the soccer clubs and soccer fan clubs, Sounders fan clubs. But they're
Emerald
all
City supporters is one of them. La Barra Verde, the Spanish offshoot of that is one.
What'd you say?
La Barra Verde, the green bar. Yeah.
We're multilingual here in the barbershop.
I say that because I went to a Sounders game a number of years ago, man, and it was crazy because they didn't even have the upper levels of the stadium available for people to sit. Yeah. But now to see where it's gone, now, going to the playoffs every year, man, and going to the championship 3 times, and now winning in such a short time is something to be said of that, and the fans have been there. So, that's just great around here, man. It's something about the supporters in this area, man. So big shout out to the fans.
Yep, that's right. So Seattle, we are the city of champions, man. We got, the Seahawks.
That's us.
The Huskies are in town. The Sounders, they do their thing. The
Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Always putting on.
You got to put the Storm out there. Yeah, definitely. We got some championship ball being played around here. So we are always here to support those franchises and support those teams.
Not you, Mariners.
That's what I just said.
Hey, guys, come on.
Come on, guys. Leave them alone. Oh, true. Before we get out of here, man, it's the barbershop. So we gotta talk a little foolishness, man. We got to talk a little foolishness. And it's a story that I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks now. And just to watch how it's played out over the past week, I figured that this would be a blank stare news story. Now, those of you that know blank stare news understand that it's something that we do here in the barbershop where we discuss a story, whether you've heard it at work or saw it online. Somebody called you up and told, hey, man, let me tell you this story, man. You're not going to believe this. And when you got finished hearing it, you had the blank stare come across your face. And the music just went off in your head like, what the hell? What? That's the blank stare news. So, true.
What up, T?
The Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Damn.
The damn is right, man. So, earlier this year, Popeyes, the international chicken shack. New Orleans style chicken. They came out with this chicken sandwich, and it caused such a stir in the country that people were losing their mind about it. Like, there were lines around Popeye's chickens in every major city in America. The chicken sandwich was sold out everywhere you went. You couldn't get it. People were, just acting a fool behind a chicken sandwich, and, it was a limited time item. Ultimately, they got all sold out. This was months and months ago, I think in the summertime, right?
This is sad.
And they were like, yeah, the chicken sandwiches will come back in the 1st of November. And so I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but a few weeks ago, when they first came out, the first day, I happened to be by a Popeye's chicken in Everett, Washington. I was at my daughter's soccer game, and I wheeled in. And it was a line, once again, around the building, like the hype hadn't worn off, like the second time around. And it was so bad, like it was at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that they shut the lobby down inside of this Popeye's chicken because people were in there acting a fool. And they didn't have any more chicken sandwiches. So fast forward to just the past week, someone in Maryland decided they wanted to kill somebody behind this chicken sandwich, True. Somebody cut him in line, and he pulled out the stick and stuck him with it. Jubbed him up behind a chicken sandwich. So to me, that's the blank stare news. But let me just, have you had the chicken sandwich yet, Drew?
I have not. And I made my mind up. I'm never going to have it.
Come on.
And you know why, T?
Why?
Because I'm seeing all this foolishness. And if you're going to report it of what's going on, you got to report it all the way. So talk about what community, because I heard that you was in, then you went to another community, and what that Popeyes.
Not my community. No, es mi comunidad.
Let me tell you about your community. What I've noticed over the course of, I'm gonna tell you. Here's 2 parts of this. I'm gonna answer what you said, True, in a second.
Okay.
Here's something that I've noticed about Popeye's chickens and Kentucky Fried Chickens, for that matter, in places where
With the S on there.
in Kentucky Fried Chickens, in places where ethnic people reside. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but at most Kentucky Fried Chickens and Popeye's chickens, they have a lot of Hispanic people working inside of those restaurants.
Okay.
They do. They do because they know they ain't gonna eat the merchandise.
Can't get your own supply.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm just saying what I've noticed. I noticed that a lot. But so to go back to what you were talking about, True, again, and it's if we gonna keep it real here in the barbershop, we have to police our own communities, right, and tell the truth about our own communities. And I went to the Popeyes in Everett, where in the line there were a lot of people of color and a lot of African American people. We have a lot of representation from the naval base up in that area, but they had to shut the lobby down, and they were sold out of a chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And the line around the building still, and people just outraged and things of that nature. I said, okay, I'm already this far away from home. I'm out of bounds a little bit. If I could take a ride up the I-5 about 10 miles to a small community known as Smoky Point, there are very few, if any, people of color or African Americans for sure. So I said, I know they built a new Popeye's chicken up there. Let me go check that place out. I drove all the way up there, man, and do you understand? And there was not one car in the drive-thru. Not one car in the parking lot. There was nobody inside the restaurant.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe they closed or something. Maybe they shut it all the way down. No. This establishment had all the chicken sandwiches that I could take away from the place.
Did you get one?
I got 6. I didn't get one. I got 6.
Oh, hell no.
I got a big family, so we wanted, and really, I got put up to it by my kids.
Right.
I wasn't really just dying to get a a chicken sandwich, but I have teenage daughters, and they're into the social media thing. They see it all over the place, and so I'm being a good dad. I'm like, okay, here you go, and they were excited. I brought them home the chicken sandwich.
T, is it cracked up? Is it all that is cracked up to be? Is all the hype? Is it worth it? Because I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to eat it. But can you tell? Can you fill me in? Is it worth it?
Listen, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
It's off the chain, baby.
Like that,
it's good as hell, man. Like it's good. Like I mean, it's
Come
not.
on, man.
It's good. I'm not gonna stab him up. I'm not gonna kill him up behind this sandwich.
What makes it good? Is it the bun? I heard the bun got butter on it, and
it's kind of buttery. It's a
and then it
brioche.
come with some.
It's a brioche bun. And it's a big. You see, I got real fancy. I got.
You got French on us.
Okay.
Man, it can't be that damn good.
It's good.
Though.
So listen, it's not that good. Like to where I'm gonna fight somebody behind. Like if you cut me in line to get the sandwich, I'm not gonna fight you about it. And
why do you think people going crazy over it? Then I got my conspiracy theories, but what you think?
Well, my opinion is, I mean, I'm about to get deep for the Barbershop show. And it goes back to socioeconomic situations that we find ourselves in as Black people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have always, as a whole, as a community, we've always wanted to one up the next person in line. We wanted to be better than the next brother that's out there. Like if he got some Jordans, I want to get the new Jordans. I want to get the ones in the colors that nobody has. Oh, he got this the 2019. I want the 2020. I want it's keeping up with the Joneses and being better than the Joneses. All right. So everybody wants to, they hear these new sandwiches are coming out. They want to have one and post it on the gram, or they want, I don't think it's because people can't be that hungry, man. They're not hungry. We're not in Africa feeding hungry people.
And they can't be that damn good, is my point.
And they're not good enough for me to, if I had to stand in line for an hour to get the chicken sandwich, I'm not getting it.
Right.
If I got to fight somebody to get the chicken sandwich, I'm not getting it. If I got to wait in the drive.
Why are people doing it then, T?
I just told you why.
Why are we doing it? No,
I'm telling you why. It's a.
Not over
what's your
chicken
conspiracy?
sandwich.
What's your conspiracy?
Well, I mean, I've read some stuff that says there could be some stuff in the sandwiches. What stuff?
That's just crazy.
What stuff?
Crack.
Wait.
They don't put crack in this chicken.
We could be experiment. I mean, it could be experiment. Yeah, I'm gonna create this demand, and I'm gonna get all these people of certain communities to come out and stand in line and kill each other over these sandwiches, and then once you bite into it, it's gonna be over.
They got you?
Yeah, you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
What happens? I mean, they get what? They gonna track you or what?
I
Just
don't
make
know.
you act a fool? Or?
Hey, I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far, but I'm just saying, it got to be something going on to you. It just don't seem
This
right
can't
to
be
me.
regular,
So
right?
I'm not gonna try the sandwich. I take your word for it. If I see you falling short, if I see you stumbling around and your
Hey, baby.
hands turn a little red, you start to scratching your neck and a bunch of extra stuff, I know it's because of the sandwich. And so
I'm like, hey, baby. Look, it's not like I'm dealing it, baby. I just want to taste. Let me get a little crumb on the side of it. But they got the pickles.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Can I share my opinion on why this happens?
Yes, please.
Because it's cheap food, man, and cheap.
There's a lot of cheap food.
a lot.
Though.
Yeah, but it's like the cool cheap food. You know what I mean? Like as a society, right? I mean, we do well. We do well in the barbershop. We don't need to be going out and buying chicken sandwiches to feed the family for the night.
Right.
Because
people that's getting these sandwiches, I doubt they're feeding the whole family. I think it is a social status thing. Oh, I got the new cool sandwich
clout
thing.
is.
So the clout. But I mean, it's kind of corny if that's what you're going all in for to get this sandwich, and you're gonna risk wasting your day first. And the sandwich ain't that damn
how
good.
you gonna sit and How are you gonna sit and wait 6 cars deep for a sandwich though?
I saw some shit, man, where they was and I think I sent it to you, True, the video. And again, it's not just like it's happening in one place. It's happening all across the country, not just Seattle, not just Maryland, but literally every major city in America. They're going nuts for it. I showed you a video. It's somewhere down south where the people were crashing their cars into each other. Like, why are you gonna crash your car
in the
drive-through?
And she not even up to the to the microphone thing. She's trying to squeeze in. You can't even order how this lady's getting there. I seen a video to where a white dude is in there, a room full of black people. He pissed off, called somebody the N-word. They flipped to the next video and they is whooping this man out. So people losing their mind.
To be fair though, Popeyes is probably the worst customer service and the whole entire. It's like a requirement to be really shitty at customer service to work at Popeyes.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the last two things before we get out of here, man. And I'm glad you said that because it's like every single time I've gone to Popeyes, I would say 95% of the times that I've gone to Popeyes before this chicken sandwich, I have gotten my order completely wrong. And I don't live really close to any Popeyes, so I get my order, and for whatever reason, I always forget to check my bag. I know better.
Yeah. I don't check the bag out of respect, but because I feel rude.
Yeah, right.
Like if they hand you your food.
But no, that's what I'm saying. So
hell
listen,
no.
So I will go to Popeyes every single time, and I'll order like a 2-piece white spicy red beans and rice, and I drive off.
Damn,
and I get on the I-5, and I'm halfway home, and I'm like, I want a bite of what I got before I get home. And I reach in there, and I have 2 drumsticks and some coleslaw. Like, this is not my order, man. What are you doing right now? Yeah. So they do have bad customer service.
Are they still doing the pies over there? I know I used to enjoy the.
I believe they.
But isn't Patty LaBelle pie season coming too?
Oh yeah, that's part of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
My bad, I just derailed us.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb.
That's the Patty LaBelle. We get our sweet potato pie when that come around. But yeah,
you name it.
Hey, so absolutely, I just go ahead and end with this. That it's kind of sad. It's kind of embarrassing that we would act a fool behind some chicken sandwiches. Just make a chicken sandwich at home. I promise you. I actually went so far as to last time when they ran out, I made my own chicken sandwich at home.
There you go, T.
I got my own bun.
Thank you.
I got some chicken strips, put some pickles on there, made a little sauce.
I mean, they trying to get us, T.
Yeah.
And don't let them get you, brother.
We ain't going out like that.
Yeah, nah.
Like Willie Lump Lump.
Nah, can't do it. Won't do it.
Blank Stare News. Before we get out of here, True, you got something you want to tell.
Well, yeah,
people.
I just want the people to make sure they follow us at Barbershop Show _ on Twitter and Barbershop Show on Instagram. And this Sunday night, I'll be on King 5 doing the 5th quarter. So check me out on there. Yeah, man, I made it, T.
Okay.
Made it to the top.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I'll be on TV doing my thing. I gotta find a suit that fits, man. I feel like I'm up in weight a little bit. So
are you swole up in weight, or are you just up in weight?
I'm just getting a little robust in general. I'll just say that. That thing's just getting real robust.
Right, but we'll be able to catch you on King 5 after Sunday night football game, right?
After Sunday night football, yes.
Are you gonna give us a shout out though? Because I feel like. Can we get like, hey, I want to say hi to like Terry and Jose.
True ain't gonna do me like that.
I got a
man.
Barbershop do-rag on. I put that on first to make sure I'm laid down. I do it like that.
Whatever you do, True, please don't go on after the game wearing a do-rag, man. We just got done talking about the chicken sandwiches.
I'll be better off eating a chicken sandwich
You
in
be
the
better off
room.
on the screen eating the chicken sandwich. I promise you, bro. Hey, man, thank everybody once again for joining us here in the Barbershop. It's been a blast as always. Make sure you subscribe and share the show everywhere you go. We'll be back here the same place, the same time next week. Myself, Marcus Trufant. Jose will be here with us, making sure we stay on track. Don't get too far out of base. But until then, it's T and True. You can find us only in the Barbershop.